Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve everything they want in life while others, despite working hard, struggle to get ahead? What if I told you the difference isn't luck, money, or talent? It's 7 simple habits that highly effective people follow every single day. In the next 40 minutes, we're going to explore these life-changing habits, the principles behind them, and how you can apply them to transform your career, relationships, and personal life forever. Introduction. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey is not just another self-help book. It's a roadmap to success that starts from within. Unlike quick-fix tips, these habits focus on principled, long-term growth, teaching you how to take control of your choices, build meaningful relationships, and continuously improve yourself. In this video, we'll dive into each habit one by one, from being proactive and defining your life's purpose, to prioritizing what truly matters, creating win-win relationships, communicating effectively, leveraging teamwork, and renewing yourself consistently. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand these 7 habits, but also know exactly how to start applying them in your own life, step by step. So, if you're ready to stop drifting through life and start living with focus, purpose, and effectiveness, let's begin with the very first habit. Chapter 1. Be proactive. Take responsibility for your life. Have you ever felt like life is just happening to you? Like circumstances, other people, or bad luck are controlling everything? If so, you're not alone. Most people live their lives reacting to events around them. They complain about their boss, traffic, or the economy, and they often feel powerless to change anything. Stephen R. Covey begins the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People with a fundamental truth. Highly effective people don't let life control them. They take responsibility for it. He calls this being proactive. Proactive people understand one crucial difference. Between stimulus and response, we have the power to choose our response. No matter what happens to us, we have the ability to choose our attitude and our actions. This is the essence of personal effectiveness. The circle of concern versus circle of influence. Covey introduces 2 key concepts. Circle of concern, all the things we worry about, politics, economy, other people, global events, things we cannot directly control. Circle of influence, the things we can control, our thoughts, actions, habits, and choices. Most people spend their time and energy focusing on the circle of concern, worrying about what they cannot change. Proactive people, however, focus on the circle of influence. By doing so, they gradually expand their influence, creating real change in their lives. Example: imagine 2 employees facing a tight deadline. One constantly complains about the workload, blames the manager, and wastes energy worrying. The other focuses on organizing tasks, seeking solutions, and asking for help when needed. Which employee grows influence, trust, and results? The proactive one. Reactive versus proactive language. Your language reflects your mindset. Reactive people say things like, "I can't," "if only," "that's just the way I am." Proactive people say, "I can," "I choose," "I will." Notice the difference? Words shape behavior. By choosing proactive language, you reinforce personal responsibility. Taking responsibility in everyday life. Being proactive isn't about being perfect. It's about recognizing your choices. If you react negatively to criticism, you reinforce a victim mentality. If you choose to respond thoughtfully, you take control. Small actions matter. Instead of complaining about traffic, leave earlier or plan your route better. Instead of blaming your boss, focus on improving your performance and communication. Instead of reacting angrily in conflict, pause and respond with calm and clarity. Proactivity is a mindset, not a quick fix. Covey stresses that being proactive is not a one-time decision. It's a habit. It's a mindset that shapes every area of life: work, relationships, health, and personal growth. Over time, proactive people create momentum, while reactive people drift through life, buffeted by circumstances. Key takeaways. 1. Recognize the space between stimulus and response. Your choice defines you. 2. Focus energy on things you can control, not on things you cannot. 3. Use proactive language to reinforce responsibility and self-empowerment. 4. Small, consistent choices build influence, trust, and long-term effectiveness. Now that we know how to take control of our choices and actions, the next question is even more powerful. If taking responsibility is the first step, how do we decide where we are actually going in life? How do we create a clear vision for the person we want to become? Chapter 2. Begin with the end in mind. Define your life's vision. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to live purposeful, focused lives, while others drift from one day to the next, always reacting instead of acting? The difference lies in having a clear vision of the life you want to lead. Stephen R. Covey's second habit, begin with the end in mind, is all about clarity of purpose. It's about knowing where you want to go in life so that every decision, action, and relationship aligns with that vision. Without this clarity, you are like a ship at sea without a compass. You move, but you may not reach the destination you truly desire. The power of vision. Covey emphasizes that highly effective people start with a mental image of their desired outcome. This isn't just about career goals or money. It's about your life's mission, the person you want to be, the values you want to live by, and the legacy you want to leave. Think about it. If you don't define what success means for you, how will you know when you've achieved it? Beginning with the end in mind gives direction to your choices, making your actions intentional rather than random. Creating a personal mission statement. One of the most practical tools Covey introduces is the personal mission statement. This is a written declaration of who you want to be, what principles guide your life, what contribution you want to make. It's like your personal compass, helping you navigate life's challenges. Example: consider a person who wants to be a loving parent, a respected leader, and a lifelong learner. Every choice, from career decisions to daily habits, can be measured against this mission. Should they take a job that requires constant travel away from family? Does it align with their mission? A clear mission makes the answer obvious. Roles and goals, translating vision into action. Covey encourages breaking your life into roles, such as parent, employee, friend, student, or community member. For each role, define clear goals that reflect your mission. Example: if one of your roles is health advocate, your goal might be to exercise 3 times a week and eat nutritiously. If your role is leader, you may commit to mentoring colleagues or improving team collaboration. By clearly defining your roles and goals, you can ensure that your daily actions are in harmony with your long-term vision. Visualizing success. Visualization is another powerful technique Covey emphasizes. Imagine your funeral. What would you like people to say about you? How would you like to be remembered? This exercise may feel unusual, but it forces you to confront the big questions. What kind of life do I want to live? What impact do I want to leave behind? By visualizing your end, you make conscious decisions in the present. Every action becomes a step toward your ideal life rather than a random choice. Living by principles, not feelings. Effective people are guided by principles and values rather than moods or external pressures. When life gets tough, your mission and principles serve as a stable anchor. For instance, if honesty and integrity are core values, You'll make ethical decisions even when shortcuts seem tempting. Actionable tip: write down your personal mission statement. Review it weekly. Let it guide every major decision, from career to relationships to personal growth. Key takeaways from Chapter 2. 1. Begin with the end in mind. Know your life's vision. 2. Write a personal mission statement to guide your choices. 3. Break life into roles and define goals for each. 4. Visualize your ideal life to make intentional decisions. 5. Live by principles, not circumstances or emotions. Now that we know how to take control of our actions and define our life's vision, here's the next big question. How do we actually prioritize our actions every day to make sure we're moving toward that vision instead of just reacting to urgent tasks? Chapter 3. Put first things first. Prioritize what truly matters. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, yet some people accomplish extraordinary things while others barely get by. The difference isn't talent. It's how we manage our time and priorities. Stephen R. Covey's third habit, put first things first, is about acting on your most important priorities instead of reacting to urgent demands. It's the bridge between knowing your mission, Chapter 2, and achieving results in your daily life. The Time Management Matrix. Covey introduces a powerful tool, the Time Management Matrix. It divides activities into 4 quadrants based on urgency and importance. 1. Quadrant 1, important and urgent. Crises, pressing problems, deadlines. These are tasks that demand immediate attention. 2. Quadrant 2, important but not urgent. Planning, relationship building, personal growth, health, and preventive actions. These activities create long-term success but often get neglected. 3. Quadrant 3, not important but urgent. Interruptions, some emails, unnecessary meetings. They feel urgent but don't really contribute to your goals. 4. Quadrant 4, not important and not urgent. Time wasters, excessive TV, trivial activities. These should be minimized or eliminated. Highly effective people focus on Quadrant 2, investing time in things that truly matter before they become urgent. This is how they prevent crises, build lasting success, and improve overall quality of life. Example: a manager who schedules weekly planning, team coaching, and personal skill development, Quadrant 2, will be more effective and less stressed than someone constantly reacting to emergencies, Quadrant 1, or distractions, Quadrants 3 and 4. Delegation and saying no. Putting first things first also requires the courage to say no to activities that don't align with your priorities. Covey stresses that saying yes to everything dilutes your effectiveness. Delegation is key. Effective people delegate tasks that others can do, freeing themselves to focus on what only they can do. Example: a business owner focusing on strategic planning delegates routine administrative tasks to their team. By doing this, they spend their energy on tasks that truly drive long-term success. The power of discipline. Putting first things first is not about time management alone. It's about self-management. You may know your mission and priorities, but without discipline, even the best intentions fail. Covey emphasizes that effectiveness comes from aligning daily actions with long-term values and goals. Example: someone may value health, important, but often chooses urgent distractions like scrolling social media. Discipline means exercising regularly, preparing healthy meals, and prioritizing sleep, even when other demands compete for attention. Living with integrity and balance. Covey also highlights balance. Focusing only on one area, like career success, at the expense of family, health, or personal growth, leads to dissatisfaction. Highly effective people align their actions with their principles, ensuring their work, relationships, and personal life all reflect their mission. Actionable tips. 1. Identify your Quadrant 2 activities and schedule them first. 2. Learn to say no to unimportant urgent tasks. 3. Delegate effectively to focus on high-value work. 4. Align daily actions with your personal mission statement. Key takeaways from Chapter 3. 1. Focus on important, non-urgent tasks to prevent crises and achieve long-term success. 2. Discipline and self-management are more important than time management. 3. Learn to say no and delegate tasks that don't align with your mission. 4. Maintain balance across all areas of life, personal, professional, and social. Now that we know how to prioritize and act on what truly matters, here's the next challenge. Even if we focus on important tasks, how do we build relationships and influence people in a way that helps us achieve success while maintaining integrity and trust? Chapter 4. Think Win-Win, the Habit of Mutual Benefit. Imagine a world where every interaction, every negotiation, and every relationship is based on mutual benefit. A world where people don't compete destructively, but instead collaborate to create solutions where everyone wins. This is the essence of Stephen R. Covey's fourth habit, think win-win. Covey argues that highly effective people don't see life as a zero-sum game, where one person's success means another person's loss. Instead, they operate from a mindset of abundance, believing there's enough success, respect, and resources for everyone. The mindset of win-win. Win-win is more than negotiation tactics. It's a philosophy of life and relationships. It requires 3 key qualities. 1. Integrity, staying true to your values and principles. 2. Maturity, balancing courage with consideration, standing up for yourself while respecting others. 3. Abundance mentality, believing there is enough for everyone, instead of competing from scarcity. Covey contrasts win-win with other mindsets people often use. Win-lose, you win, the other loses. Common in aggressive or selfish behavior. Lose-win, you lose, the other wins. Often seen in people-pleasing behavior. Lose-lose, both sides lose. Common in revenge or conflict escalation. Win-win or no deal. If an agreement can't be mutually beneficial, it's better to walk away than force compromise. Creating win-win relationships. Highly effective people focus on building trust and collaboration. They seek agreements and solutions that satisfy all parties' needs, rather than dominating or manipulating. Example, imagine 2 colleagues competing for a project. Instead of trying to outdo each other, they combine strengths. One excels in analysis, the other in presentation, and deliver a superior project. Both succeed, and the organization benefits. That's win-win in action. Win-win also applies in personal life. A parent and child, for instance, can negotiate chores or responsibilities in ways that teach responsibility without resentment, creating cooperation rather than conflict. Win-win is not compromise. Covey stresses that win-win is not just compromise, where each party gives up something. True win-win involves creative solutions that expand the pie rather than divide it. It requires open communication, empathy, and problem-solving. Example, 2 companies in a partnership might collaborate to develop a new product. Instead of splitting the market, a compromise, they create an entirely new market that benefits both, exceeding what either could achieve alone. The foundation of trust. Trust is central to win-win. Without it, people revert to win-lose, lose-win, or lose-lose strategies. Covey emphasizes building trust through keeping commitments, communicating openly and honestly, demonstrating respect for others' ideas and contributions. When trust exists, negotiations become easier, relationships flourish, and long-term success is more achievable. Actionable tips to practice win-win. 1. Identify areas in your life where win-win thinking is possible. 2. Focus on solutions that satisfy both parties' key needs. 3. Avoid compromising values for short-term gains. 4. Build trust consistently through integrity and empathy. 5. Be willing to walk away if a true win-win solution isn't possible. Key takeaways from Chapter 4. 1. Think win-win is a mindset, not a tactic. It's a philosophy for life. 2. Build relationships and solutions based on integrity, maturity, and abundance. 3. Win-win is about expanding the pie, not dividing it. 4. Trust is essential. Without it, mutual success is impossible. Now that we know how to create mutually beneficial relationships, here's the next challenge. Even if we think win-win in all our interactions, how do we ensure that others truly understand us and that we are also understood? How can we communicate effectively to deepen trust and influence? Chapter 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. The habit of empathetic communication. Have you ever been in a conversation where it felt like the other person wasn't really listening? Or maybe you've tried explaining yourself, but the other person didn't understand your point at all? Stephen R. Covey argues that most communication fails not because of what we say, but because we fail to listen effectively. The fifth habit, seek first to understand, then to be understood, is all about empathy, truly listening to others before trying to make your point. It's about understanding first, then influencing, which transforms relationships and builds trust. The natural human desire to be understood. Covey explains that everyone has a deep desire to be understood. When people feel understood, trust is created, conflicts are reduced, and solutions become easier to find. However, most people listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. They're already planning their response while the other person is speaking. This is reactive listening, and it often leads to misunderstanding, frustration, and conflict. Example: imagine a manager hearing an employee complain about workload. If the manager immediately explains rules or policies, the employee feels unheard. But if the manager listens empathetically first, they understand the concern, validate feelings, and then discuss solutions. This approach strengthens the relationship and creates cooperation. Empathic listening. Covey introduces empathic listening, which means 1. Listen with your heart, not just your ears. Focus fully on the other person's words, feelings, and perspective. 2. Reflect and clarify. Repeat or paraphrase what you heard to ensure understanding. 3. Avoid judgment or giving advice prematurely. Resist the urge to interrupt or correct. Example: a parent listening to a teenager might say, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed with schoolwork." This simple acknowledgement validates the teenager's feelings and opens the door for discussion. Empathic listening allows people to feel genuinely understood, which makes them far more open to your perspective afterward. Then be understood. After truly understanding the other person, you can share your perspective effectively. Covey emphasizes that influence comes naturally when people feel heard. By first listening, you build trust, credibility, and a sense of mutual respect, which dramatically increases the likelihood that your ideas will be received positively. Example: in a negotiation, a salesperson who listens carefully to a client's needs and concerns will propose solutions that directly address those needs, instead of pushing products indiscriminately. The emotional bank account. Covey also links this habit to the concept of the emotional bank account. Every positive interaction, listening, showing respect, keeping promises, adds deposits to this account. Misunderstandings, criticism, and broken promises withdraw from it. By seeking first to understand, you deposit trust into the relationship, making future interactions smoother and more productive. Actionable tips. 1. Practice empathic listening daily in both personal and professional conversations. 2. Pause before responding. Ask, have I truly understood? 3. Reflect feelings, not just facts, to show empathy. 4. Build an emotional bank account by valuing and respecting others consistently. Key takeaways from Chapter 5. 1. People first need to feel understood before they can understand you. 2. Listening empathetically is more powerful than speaking persuasively. 3. Influence grows naturally from trust built through understanding. 4. Strong relationships rely on consistent deposits in the emotional bank account. Now that we know how to communicate effectively and build trust, here's the next challenge. Even if we understand others deeply and are understood ourselves, how do we combine individual strengths with teamwork to create results greater than what anyone could achieve alone? Chapter 6. Synergize, the habit of creative cooperation. Have you ever wondered why some teams achieve extraordinary results while others struggle despite having talented individuals? The secret isn't just hard work or skill, it's synergy. Stephen R. Covey's sixth habit, Synergize, is all about creative cooperation, where the combined efforts of a group produce results far greater than what the individuals could achieve alone. Simply put, 1 plus 1 can equal 3, 4, or even 10, if the team harnesses the power of collaboration. What is synergy? Synergy is not compromise. It's valuing differences and building on strengths. It's about respecting and leveraging diverse perspectives to create innovative solutions that none of the individuals could have imagined on their own. Example, imagine a product development team. One member excels in design, another in marketing, and another in technical engineering. By combining their unique strengths, they create a product that's visually appealing, marketable, and technically flawless, a result that would not have been possible individually. Covey explains that synergy is the highest level of effectiveness because it transcends traditional thinking and encourages creative problem solving. The key to synergy: trust and communication. Synergy only works in environments of trust and openness. People must feel safe to express ideas, admit mistakes, and take risks. Covey links this back to the previous habits. Win-win, Chapter 4, creates the foundation of respect and mutual benefit. Seek first to understand, Chapter 5, ensures that diverse perspectives are truly heard. When trust and communication are strong, differences are no longer a source of conflict. They become a source of strength and creativity. Example, in a brainstorming session, team members may initially clash because of differing viewpoints. But when they listen empathetically and respect each other's expertise, they can combine ideas to form solutions that are better than any single idea. Valuing differences. Covey emphasizes that differences should be celebrated, not ignored or suppressed. Diversity in skills, opinions, and experiences allows for breakthroughs that homogeneous thinking cannot produce. Example, Steve Jobs often brought together engineers, designers, and marketers with vastly different approaches. Their debates and collaboration led to groundbreaking innovations like the iPhone. This is synergy in action. Synergy in personal life. Synergy isn't limited to business or work. It applies to families, friendships, and communities. Couples who respect each other's differences and build on each other's strengths create stronger, more resilient relationships. Communities that leverage diverse talents achieve more than individuals acting alone. Actionable tips. 1. Practice open-mindedness. See differences as opportunities, not threats. 2. Encourage creative problem-solving by valuing everyone's input. 3. Build trust first through integrity, win-win agreements, and empathetic listening. 4. Aim for solutions that are greater than compromise. Seek real breakthroughs. Key takeaways from Chapter 6. 1. Synergy is the habit of creative cooperation that produces extraordinary results. 2. It is built on trust, open communication, and valuing differences. 3. Differences are a strength, not a problem, when leveraged effectively. 4. Synergy applies to work, personal relationships, and communities alike. Now that we know how to create extraordinary results through synergy, here's the next challenge. Even if we work creatively with others and achieve amazing results, how do we sustain our effectiveness, energy, and growth over a lifetime? How do we continuously sharpen ourselves to remain at our best? Chapter 7. Sharpen the Saw. The Habit of Continuous Renewal. Imagine trying to cut a tree with a dull saw. No matter how hard you push, the task becomes slower, harder, and less effective. The solution? Sharpen the saw. Stephen R. Covey's seventh habit, Sharpen the Saw, is all about renewing yourself continuously across 4 key areas: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Without renewal, effectiveness declines over time, no matter how disciplined or motivated you are. The 4 dimensions of renewal. Covey explains that highly effective people focus on all 4 dimensions of their life, not just one, to maintain balance and long-term effectiveness. 1. Physical renewal. Your body is the foundation of all performance. Physical renewal includes exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress management. Covey emphasizes that ignoring your body leads to reduced energy, focus, and productivity. Example: a person who exercises regularly, eats healthily, and rests well will have more energy to tackle important tasks and maintain focus throughout the day. Practical tip: schedule daily or weekly time for exercise, choose nutritious meals, and prioritize sleep. Treat it as an investment in your effectiveness. 2. Mental renewal. Mental renewal involves continuous learning and growth. Reading, writing, problem-solving, and engaging in new challenges keep your mind sharp and adaptable. Example: learning a new skill, reading books outside your usual interests, or challenging yourself with strategic thinking exercises expands your knowledge and creativity. Practical tip: dedicate time each day to reading, learning, or reflecting on new ideas that help you grow personally and professionally. 3. Emotional or social renewal. Healthy relationships and emotional well-being are crucial. Covey highlights empathy, connection, and service as ways to renew emotionally. Building meaningful relationships reduces stress, increases happiness, and strengthens support networks. Example: regularly spending time with loved ones, practicing gratitude, or helping others fosters emotional resilience and fulfillment. Practical tip: schedule quality time with family or friends, practice active listening, and express appreciation regularly. 4. Spiritual renewal. Spiritual renewal is about connecting with your values, purpose, and inner self. This doesn't necessarily mean religion. It's about reflecting on your principles, meditating, or engaging in activities that bring meaning and alignment with your life mission. Example: journaling about your goals, meditating on your values, or spending time in nature can restore clarity and inner strength. Practical tip: dedicate regular time to reflection, meditation, or activities that align with your life purpose and principles. The continuous cycle of renewal. Covey emphasizes that sharpen the saw is not a one-time activity. It's a continuous, balanced cycle. Just like sharpening a saw regularly makes it more effective over time, renewing yourself ensures sustained success, health, and personal growth. Without renewal, effectiveness decreases. You may be productive short-term, but burnout, stress, or stagnation eventually set in. Sharpening the saw keeps you growing, energized, and capable of achieving your highest potential. Key takeaways from Chapter 7. 1. Continuous renewal is essential for long-term effectiveness. 2. Focus on 4 dimensions: physical, mental, emotional/social, and spiritual. 3. Small, consistent habits in each area compound over time to build energy, resilience, and success. 4. Balancing these areas creates sustainable personal and professional growth. Practical suggestions to apply the 7 habits in your life. 1. Start small. Start now. Pick one habit and practice it daily. Proactivity or prioritizing quadrant 2 tasks are great starting points. 2. Write your mission statement. Clarify your values, goals, and vision. Revisit it regularly to guide your decisions. 3. Invest in relationships. Practice win-win thinking and empathic listening in work and personal life. 4. Plan your week around priorities. Schedule important but not urgent tasks first. 5. Collaborate creatively. Look for synergy in teams, family, or social projects. Value differences and open communication. 6. Renew yourself regularly. Exercise, learn, reflect, and connect with your values consistently. 7. Review and reflect. At the end of each week, review which habits you applied, what worked, and where you can improve. By integrating these 7 habits into daily life, you don't just improve productivity. You transform your character, your relationships, and your ability to achieve meaningful success. Remember, effectiveness is not about quick fixes. It's about principled living, consistent growth, and renewal. The journey may take time, but the results are life-changing. Final takeaways from the 7 habits of highly effective people. 1. Be proactive. Take responsibility for your life. Focus on what you can control, not on what you can't. Your choices, attitude, and actions determine your results. 2. Begin with the end in mind. Define your life's vision and create a personal mission statement. Know who you want to be and what matters most, then let it guide your decisions. 3. Put first things first. Prioritize important tasks over urgent distractions. Focus on activities that bring long-term growth, not just short-term results. 4. Think win-win. Seek mutually beneficial solutions in relationships and negotiations. Adopt an abundance mindset and build trust through integrity and respect. 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Practice empathetic listening before trying to express your own perspective. Understanding others builds trust, influence, and stronger relationships. 6. Synergize. Collaborate creatively with others, leveraging differences and diverse strengths. True synergy produces results far greater than individual efforts. 7. Sharpen the saw. Continuously renew yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Balanced self-renewal sustains long-term effectiveness and personal growth. Actionable advice to move forward. Start small. Pick one habit and practice it consistently. Reflect weekly. Review which habits you applied and where you can improve. Align actions with your mission. Let your values and goals guide daily decisions. Build strong relationships. Practice win-win and empathetic listening regularly. Invest in yourself. Regularly renew your body, mind, heart, and spirit. Remember, effectiveness is not a quick trick. It's a lifelong journey. By living these 7 habits intentionally, you can transform your habits, your character, and your life, creating lasting personal and professional success.